Boys, all in favor of the first 10 minutes now being the winner of the previous podcast? Aye.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah! We did it! We figured out what this podcast was! Oh my God, editing is going to be so much easier.
YUNKJunk!
Hey everybody, welcome to What Is This Podcast? The show that'll never change its name, ever. Zach, you had some thoughts.
I hate the name. It's the lack of a name, in fact. It's lazy. There's no artistic effort. There's no panache, which they say. Well, I don't know what that means, but we've gotten none of it.
What a word.
It's so much fun to add that name to like song lyrics. It's so easy to do it. I've already done it too many times. We can't change it now.
What are we going to do with that song? Like, it's a great song. I love it. Unless that becomes the title song, we play it in the intro.
Do you think it will?
It could. I think it's good enough for sure. I wouldn't mind that being our song.
I mean,
should I sing it?
I'm just proposing a vote to see what everyone thinks. Clearly, we know where Terry stands.
yeah, I'm the guy who controls the post-production. No.
Well, we can find someone else to do post-production.
No, we can't. You don't have any money.
No. We have.
And also, stop it.
Very rich.
Do you understand that we are 15 episodes in? And like people are actually watching shorts and stuff like that. They like it.
That's cool. I don't want them to
Not
content,
Slacks is a hit.
The old content, people going back, it's going to be all over the place if we change it.
And people are going to be like,
continuity.
People are going to be like, a new name. What is this podcast?
And they go, oh, wait, what is this?
It's on brand to change the name.
Look,
all right, well, maybe.
Clearly, everybody likes the title. So fuck me.
maybe it's, I don't know. I mean, what is this podcast is supposed to be the idea of we're trying to figure out what the podcast is.
Yes,
And
it's just a bit
Why are you touching your nose?
on the nose.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought you hurt yourself.
right on the nose.
I don't know.
Well,
It's okay. You clearly, I'm the minority here. It's fine.
Yeah, you are.
It's okay. Motion adjourned.
But you think you're some like hotshot screenwriter now that gets his pilots landed on whatever, and now you can just like call the shots for all of us now.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
It's all money, baby.
Can you explain? Can you explain it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. We'll get into the story. Second proposal, I do think having an ending that we repeat every time, like a beat that is the same in every podcast, like the voting on which one. Also, just I think it gives it a little more structure, and it gives us like a nice ending that we hit the same beat every time, which I imagine has to help editing as well.
No.
There,
No. Guys, you got to understand. I hit the record button, and then it goes out. If you want to add anything else, we are taking donations in order to, but we can't clog up the post-production
this isn't
time.
anything. I'm saying we have an ending that we always hit where we vote on whose pitch, and then we never land on one because we can't. And then you say, all right, maybe next week or whatever.
That was well, you know what? That was the original name, was maybe next week.
I'm aware.
Was it?
Yeah, because we thought of it on at the Shore House in
Yeah,
where the hell were we? Not Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach.
Carolina.
Yeah, we were sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think people really care about our inside politics of what is this podcast, because ultimately, what is this podcast, guys?
Ooh.
Also, I think
That's
some good idea. Here's an offer up a vote. All right. So what do you guys think about the voting at the end? You don't like that either?
No, we could. I don't. That's fine.
I like the vote.
Yeah.
You like the voting? But we can't ever. So here's the fun part too, is when we all go to vote, and because we can't land on one, right? We can't ever land and actually pick one. So it's gonna. I imagine we're gonna fuck it up a bunch and actually end up picking one.
Why don't we just pick one? Can't we just
Pick one.
Well,
Yeah, maybe we could pick one, and we could like, all right, to make it interesting, we could keep track, and whoever, you know, at the end of every 4 episodes or every, you know, whoever has won the most wins that month.
Oh,
or
we could do.
whatever.
Yeah, you could do. We could do competitive podcasting.
I love that. I want to make it as competitive as possible.
All right, let's go.
Here was my other pitch.
This is 3.
Is this
3
your
now.
actual pitch, or is this just you're trying to shake up the format?
Yeah.
Just fucking shooting from the hip today.
I'm a new man, you guys. You have no idea.
That's a name.
Some of the ideas I
Yeah.
like so much that maybe if we do a vote at the end, the following week that's what the podcast becomes, and we alternate. So it's a pitch week, and then we actually do the pitch the following week.
Mm-hmm.
For like 5 minutes, and then we go, I don't think this is gonna work.
No, we commit fully.
No.
to an episode.
I like Luke's idea actually of that's a segment. The first 10 minutes of the podcast should us be trying whatever won last week. We instead of oh hey how are you doing guys? Here's a bunch of bullshit that nobody cares about. We lead off each podcast with what the winning thing was for 10 minutes, and then go into all right, let's keep working on it. New pitches, let's go.
Yeah. But I love that.
I'm down for that.
Really like that. But I think we should we have to really fully commit for those first 10.
Yeah.
And then we should all just kind of like self crumble, and it should turn into argument, and then we all just like fucking whatever.
Let it happen naturally though. Like as long as we all come prepared for those first 10 minutes, I think that could be a lot of fun. And
Serious.
I dig it because Cole's been coming up with games lately. Or just recycling old ideas that I had.
Yeah. Or me.
Recast.
Recast.
Why not? That could be my pitch this week. Just
Oh.
randomly just shooting ideas. Recast. It's a game.
All right,
Like a movie.
boys, all in favor of the first 10 minutes now being the winner of the previous podcast? Aye.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, we did it. We figured out what this podcast was. Oh my God, editing is going to be so much easier now that we're not going to have, hi, how are you guys? Oh, good. Oh, I'm good too. I'm just out here doing this and that. First of all, let's get a quick, before we get into the pitches, let's get a quick weather update from, what is this podcast weatherman, Zach Catone, who is in Fort Lauderdale this week. What's the weather like?
It's hot.
There you go.
Okay. And now
It's going to rain.
Tell us my weather.
Florida's humidity's
You're the weather guy.
disgusting. Humidity's the grossest thing in the world.
Solid take, Zach. Solid take.
Yeah. I don't think I could live here, but I might have to.
I'm just trying to imagine
Spoiler alert.
a guy in front of a green screen. Like the humidity is the grossest part. And I don't know, I'd live here. I don't know if I could live here, but starts like looking at his texts and stuff.
Humidity
Yeah.
is disgusting.
Meanwhile, like the producers of the weather of the news are like, God, why are we spending so much money flying this guy in every day from where he actually lives to do our weather? This is crazy. Why don't we just get someone who lives here? Like,
The weather in LA, magnifique.
I think I'm there. I'm in LA. Either first or second weekend of March.
Nice.
So maybe we'll get
Got it,
together.
Zach, we proposed last week to maybe do like a camping trip podcast.
Where we all go on a camping trip.
Yeah, and we film a podcast.
Somebody pitch it and we'll vote, and maybe we will do that for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You, Zach, you're the guy who gets coffee. We're the executives. We're actually at the board meeting every week.
That's fine, but I'm the talent, so you gotta wait.
You certainly act like it.
You're really talented at getting us coffee. We really, really appreciate that. It's coffee talent. That's
You know what?
podcast name.
That could be another field trip. We could do this podcast in different coffee shops around the country. And and all it is an argument. All it is an argument of who's going to get up and go to the register and get the coffee
time.
for everybody else.
Who loses? Yeah, who's
We
the
got to
intern?
do it by the time we come up with so many games that we're talking about. Like, okay, we start off every week with whoever won last week. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna play.
I'll tell you what. Let's do. Here's what we could legitimately do. We could legitimately do like a quarterly field trip.
I mean, just to hang out with you guys, I'm down.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be content.
Okay, let's make some of that too. Some hot, fresh,
Do both.
humidity-free content.
Hot and spicy content.
As long as we stay in the drier states.
What are the wet
All right.
states?
Oh, not Florida.
No Florida, no Louisiana, Alabama, South Carolina. Let's keep it Midwest. What if
Midwest.
we went to the national parks? We went to every national park in the country, and we did a national park podcast.
I got a real problem with trees.
Okay, so no trees.
Oh.
No trees, no wetness. Okay, I'm not really cool with libraries.
Uh-huh.
They just freak me out.
That would be fun. See if we can get kicked out of libraries for doing our podcast.
Podcast.
Okay, yeah, no,
The library podcast. That would be a fun one. You got to whisper the whole time. Remember that show on MTV back in the day?
yeah. What was that?
It was
called?
so fake. It was
Daria?
so fake.
Library?
You had to do like competitions, but you had to do them really quiet, and the librarian would kick you out if you got too quiet or too loud.
That was entertaining. That wasn't fake.
I'd prefer if you're
was
too
fake.
quiet, you get thrown out. Like if you stop
obviously
talking
the
or stop
library-
making noise, you get removed.
You're too quiet.
That guy's
I
really
don't-
yeah over there.
Ooh.
I don't think anyone actually got kicked out on that. I think that was just like part of the show. Like I would like show up and be like,
Yeah,
And
guys,
they'd be
that's not a real library.
What are we talking about? You said MTV?
Yeah, you don't remember
I think it was
Silent?
MTVU. I
It's
feel like it was
like
MTVU. It was like when I was in college, you know,
Yeah.
every college campus had MTVU.
Oh, we had it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was like, I forget what it was called. It was called
It's called Silent Library.
Silent Library.
We're gonna
That's
give it a goog. Let's
I
give
don't
it a
think it was
goog.
called that.
What do you think it was
And
called?
it was, for some reason, it was
I don't think
always
it
an
existed.
Asian librarian. It must have been they took it from like a Japanese game show and they just adapted it to the US.
Speaking of Asian
Holy
librarians.
shit. Yep. Silent Library, 2009 game
What?
show. 4 seasons.
It was
Yeah.
funny. It was good. It was entertaining.
I'm sure they had some people that were like, you know, struggling actors who were contestants on the show who have made it now, who we would
I'm sure
recognize.
they were comedians, or a lot of them were probably went straight to whatever Nick Cannon's improvised comedy show is.
Here's a blast
Boiling
from.
With that,
You ready for a
What's
blast
that?
for the past? Guest star includes Asher Roth and
Nice.
Justin
Oh, yeah.
Bieber.
They had guests like stars and like groups, like their crews.
Gold is Asher Roth.
Dude, my pitch, Terry's pitch is to bring back the MTV show Next, except we do it with each other and like topics and where you're trying to say the best things about yourself and then we decide if it's next or not, because that show always made me laugh really, really hard.
I don't remember that show.
What
You
was
don't
it?
remember
Was
that show? It was when everyone was on a bus together and
Oh,
there'd be
yeah.
like a date and then the person would get off the bus and the girl would see him for the first time. She'd just go, next. And then
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
I
out.
vaguely remember that.
just based
That's
on,
so
like-
fucked up.
It was crazy. It's one of the funniest things.
Terry, what was that that show? It could have only ran for one season. It was like a kid and his friends, and it was like a local
Brendan Leonard.
Brendan Leonard. Not the wide receiver for the Denver Broncos.
No, it was on ABC Family.
Yeah, but what do you call those shows when it's a local television?
Public access.
Oh, public
Public
access?
It was originally a public access show in his hometown,
Was it?
and then ABC Family picked it up, and it was like the first kind of like interactive reality type of show where he was just like hanging out with his friends,
Yeah.
Remember, like they shot a basketball at the beginning of the episode, and you had to wait to the end. They like froze it. To see if it went.
I liked. I liked on that show. Walk a mile in her shoes, and they put on high heels and walked a mile, and they got a bunch of blisters and stuff. And there was another one where they wanted to answer the question, do blondes have more fun? So they took their like ginger friend and put a blonde wig on it. And he's like, oh, I love being so blonde. And then they would show like someone just slathering like suntan lotion on and how miserable it was.
I have no idea what.
Yeah.
So this is Zach is one of the only people in the world that can pick up on certain references that I have. And probably vice versa, because nobody watched some of this stuff. And no one has any idea what we're talking about right now.
Mostly Angry Beavers.
Ooh.
What about the Andy Milonakis show?
I remember that.
That was along the same lines.
To this day, when I am trying to lose a boner and I'm trying to like focus on something else so I can lose my boner at like church or something, because for some reason I always get a boner at church.
Yeah. Your daughter.
I literally have
God, I can't have a boner.
I literally have a stand-up bit about that.
There's a scene in that show, Andy Milonakis show, where he's talking to his parents. His roommate is a turtle, and he speaks turtle. And I think about him talking to turtles, and I swear to God, it gets rid of my boner.
Wow.
How old are you, Luke?
Yeah, you're still getting random boners?
Yeah, I woke up this morning.
Go ahead.
That is the name of a podcast. Random boners. That is the name of a podcast.
That's the name of like
a couple of random boners.
That's the name of like a new punk rock band, Random Boners. And they might do some old like cover songs from like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
I had a bit very similar to that. That was I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I'm always so horny in church. Like I always sit down in the pew, look down, and up from the grave he arose. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
That's your stand-up character.
You know what I'm
At
saying?
the end of every joke, you say, "No, I'm saying."
No,
catchphrase.
Cheeseburger.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying.
He knows what I'm saying.
He knows what I'm saying.
Pan one guy in the crowd, he's got a huge boner.
I know what you're saying.
He has risen.
See?
I get it.
You see? Yep. There's the bit. Bam. He knows what I'm talking about.
On the 8th day, God said, "Let there be boner." You know what I'm saying?
You know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
The priest is like, "Will you shut up, please?"
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying?
The Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I do.
There was jams on that Tony Hawk playlist.
Yeah. Superman by Goldfinger. You know, everybody remembers coming into the warehouse and doing a flip through the glass up at the top while pick it up.
I randomly during lockdown COVID, they have like a new version of the game on PS4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 in one game. You can play all the fucking levels, and it's like an updated, technology. It looks a lot better. My favorite part was just like when I was alone during lockdown, just pumping that track list and just cruising in a bunch of combos, try to do the longest rail glide that you can do.
Well, did you
do a bunch of kick flips while you're doing it?
Would you put in the code for unlimited manual and unlimited grind?
I didn't know about that, but for some reason I was like texting with a friend of mine or FaceTiming with him while I was playing. He was like, there's a code, right? You can just get unlimited, like you never fall down. I was like, no. So, but that's not really fun,
Yeah,
like I did it for maybe like 10, 15 minutes and I got whatever joy I needed out of that. And
that's like God mode in Doom or something like that.
Yeah, even like GTA, like there were the codes back in the day. It was like, why? You know, you're already
R1,
playing a
R1.
fucking video game.
R1, R2, L1, L2, left down, right up, left down, right up.
I want things right now. I want all the guns. I want all the cars, and I want them this instant.
Yeah,
Remember
I know.
Game Shark?
Yeah,
Remember?
it didn't work
you
all the
just-
time.
You completely destroy a game. There's like
Let's
no
get into
check-
these pitches and save the video games for YUNKJunk's other podcasts.
I don't feel Fort Lauderdale Zach is a different person. Look at the sunset behind him, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
let's see that.
Like, are you
Let's see
kidding?
that sunset.
Incredible, huh?
Look at that.
That's nice.
It's not real. That's not real.
Pretty cool.
All right,
That's
who's
like a
got
painting.
who's got a pitch?
I have two.
I have one. Go ahead, Cole.
So I have two, and then I have three more that I don't know what the hell they mean. I definitely wrote them when I was drunk. I'll read them if you guys want. They make no sense. But okay, let me just go through the first two.
I'm trying to
This
figure out
one,
what they mean.
yeah, this one would be called the heat index.
Ooh, it's a good title.
So two actors that have never worked together, but they're big time actors, and it would produce an automatic blockbuster like De Niro and Pacino in Heat.
Mm-hmm.
We have to try to think of two actors like who are huge blockbuster names. Why the fuck haven't they done a movie together? If they finally do a movie together now, it's going to be blockbuster gold.
Can I add an addendum to that?
Yeah.
Because there aren't movie stars anymore, it shouldn't matter what time period we're in. It should just be the height of that time period. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Just that'll make, I think that'll be easier because like I don't even know a movie star today.
Well,
Like,
you know, automatically, you know, I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Brad Pitt and DiCaprio. You know, that was
amazing.
I was thinking of doing something with that, but I thought the Heat Index is a better name. But yeah, you got to think of Pitt or DiCaprio. Who haven't they done a movie with? That's a huge movie star.
Alive or dead, right?
Well, I was thinking alive, and then when you said what time period, then they would have to be two actors from that time period.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Travolta and
Nick Cage.
They did face
And
off.
they swap faces.
yeah.
No, guys, that's called face.
And they fight each other. There's a lot of fighting. Got to have fighting.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure that's face off.
What's it called when you start a hockey game?
Fucking face off.
No. It's called puck drop. Puck drop.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
That was the movie.
It has something to do with a face.
Puck drop. It's a hockey movie.
That's- Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Keaton's the snowman.
he
And
turned
then
into
one
a
of them gets their face ripped off.
I'm so shocked they haven't remade.
Hey, you know
Face
what?
Off.
You know what? Yeah, I would say Travolta and Pacino. That would have been huge.
I mean, but you can't beat Pacino and De Niro. Like,
Sure, I can.
It-
With
Like
Travolta.
Travolta, what era Travolta?
I was going 70s. I was
that'd be
thinking like
70s.
Dog Day Afternoon, Al Pacino. So that's pre-Godfather. And Travolta on Welcome Back, Kotter.
So TV Travolta.
Yeah, it's the biggest he ever was, I would think.
Grease.
Is it?
Oh, you think
Saturday
Danny
Night
Zuko?
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, Saturday Night Fever was before Grease, right? But after Welcome Back, Kotter? I think he was
Yes.
still on the show.
Was he?
That might have been a starring vehicle. Anyway,
He was.
that's my pick. What are your guys' picks?
That's a shit pick.
Margot
Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
Eat that.
They had.
Well, they were in The Big Short, but not. She wasn't really like.
They were also in that movie about dolls, G.I. Joe.
They were?
Yep. Definitely they starred in G.I. Joe.
About
So
dolls,
she's-
right?
Mm-hmm.
Snap, that wasn't Barbie.
No. What's that? What's Barbie?
Those
are
Barbie. Dolls. Fucking yeah, Gosling and what are we doing here, guys?
Luke, are you okay?
Gosling and okay, fine.
Denzel and Tom Hanks.
Philadelphia,
fucking
bro.
Philadelphia, man. What the fuck?
Damn it.
Was that legit? That wasn't legit. You've seen Philadelphia.
All right, I got a movie. It's called The Big Short, and it's with Danny DeVito and Gary Coleman. And it's called The Big Short.
Ooh, what about Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger in like the late 80s?
Yeah.
And they're brothers. No, they're twins.
Fucking twins, guys.
Fuck.
Huh?
Am I the only?
Just my genuine ideas happen to be great ideas that people already did.
That's actually an awful idea.
Actually, I have a legit one that is gonna be like, how did that never?
All right. Hit us.
90s, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey. How did that never fucking happen?
Yeah, for real.
That would have been.
Robin Williams had a lot of bad picks.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he was almost he was almost the Riddler in Batman Forever instead of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We talked about this last week too. Those two could have been hand in hand in a lot of different roles. Like those are the only two that could have played each other's roles.
Yeah.
Yes. Nobody did what they did. And I think
and both of them blended drama and comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine yeah, that would be wild. I would actually genuinely love to have seen that.
Yeah.
He did Good Will Hunting. Are you talking about comedies or?
No.
His flops?
No, but Jim Carrey and Robin Williams together.
They could have traded places in a couple of films.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. My other one, it would be called Cameos. And it could be, so you come up with like the best cameos of all time, but you got to try to get a little obscure with it. Like one episode could be director cameos, the best director cameos. Another episode could be athlete cameos, you know? And then I thought about even taking it further, and you could do like the best features on songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Or like an actor being featured on an album doing the interludes for the album. That's essentially a cameo.
Is this how Cole wins? He just always pitches like 5 things. So
it's just buckshot.
Also could be a title for this podcast.
Buckshot.
Yep. Buckshot. Cole wins.
All right, so this one, what's it called? Cameo?
Cameos. I really would be curious to think, like, who do you guys think are like the best director cameos in a movie?
I got you. I think Steven Spielberg in Austin Powers 3 is the best cameo of a director. Because Spielberg's in it when they're making the fake movie and Tom Cruise is playing Austin Powers. And
in the beginning,
there's a part where it's a really good bit. There's a part where Austin turns around and he goes, "Steven, great work." And Spielberg's there and he goes, "Thanks, Austin." And then Austin Powers goes, "But I do have some notes." And then it shows Spielberg holding 2 Oscars and goes, "Oh, well, me and my 2 friends think it's fine the way it is." And that's the whole bit. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. Matt Damon in Deadpool is a pretty incredible cameo. He's talking about how his process of wiping his butt.
Oh,
that was him?
That's Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. Yeah, Matt
I didn't
Damon.
know that was him.
Brad Pitt's in that movie too. That's a great cameo. Brad Pitt's cameo in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Blink and you miss it. He's the invisible guy.
That was great. I thought it was fake when I first saw it in theaters, and I had to look it up. I thought they just CG'd him in there.
It looked like it. Definitely looked like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of some good director cameos. I don't know movies that well.
Tarantino in Pulp Fiction.
And in Django, where he shows up as an Australian guy.
Yeah.
I
Nice
would call
random
Django
choice.
a cameo. He's a legitimate character in Pulp Fiction.
Do you think
Yeah,
they're
but
like?
it's-
Do you think they were like upset? All the other actors, they're like, "Ugh, okay, fine, we'll let you do the part. Like you're not. I feel like he like just goes way too hard as an actor.
Hey, wait a minute. Who was he?
Well, it's his movie.
He was in Pulp Fiction?
I know.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
it?
he's-
Foxy.
They go to his house. He makes coffee for him.
You don't need to tell me how fucking good my coffee is, Jules. I'm the one who bought it. The Bonnie situation, his wife Bonnie.
His wife is the nurse. She's going to be home soon.
I don't remember. I just think of him in Reservoir Dogs. And I think that's why I'm getting confused because he's a huge part in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, it's a cameo in Pulp Fiction.
Well,
I like
They go to
cameos.
his house.
Will
They have
Ferrell.
to clean out the car with all the blood in it.
yeah, a cameo in nature feels brief to me. I think there's a time period on a cameo.
I think the best cameo, one of the best cameos is Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's an incredible setup and payoff.
All the Anchorman cameos at the end when they fight.
Those are great cameos. So how long is too long for it to be a cameo then instead
Well,
of
I
just
was thinking about Taxi Driver, right? Because Scorsese has that scene where he's in the back seat and he's going to go kill his wife.
That's an awesome scene.
And that's probably 5 minutes, but I would call that a cameo.
I'm going to reenact a cameo and tell me if you guys know what it is.
Glad I called that guy. Oh no, that's
Well, that's Steve Buscemi putting on the lipstick.
that's a great cameo.
No, that's Chuck Norris from Dodgeball.
That's a
Cameo.
great.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
Did you Google some of the best cameos?
No. I should have.
It's a hard thing to just recall.
So
'cause they're
like
cameos.
Hitchcock kind of started the whole cameo thing because he would appear in every one of his movies. So there's one in every single one of his movies. He shows up at one point. Jon Favreau is a cameo machine in all of his stuff. Like him and Elf as the doctor. That's quick.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
the pediatrician.
I was gonna say that, but he's just such a good actor that like it's just like another character.
Yeah, that's his movie too. A lot of people don't know he directed that.
It was that, and then right into Iron Man.
Yeah, changed his career.
Elon Musk is in Iron Man 2 for a minute. That's a cool one.
He
Donald
directed
Trump. Donald Trump is in
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone.
Oh,
famous director Donald Trump.
Okay, should I even list off my other random notes that they mean nothing?
If anything, it's a segment that's called Random Notes. So let's hear Random Notes.
I don't know what I was thinking, but this one is just 2 question marks. Doctor Strange's cloak, Tony Stark's AI. I think maybe where my brain was going, like,
Wait, dude, I love this pitch. This is a great pitch. Everybody open their phones and just out of context read a note
Random
that
notes.
you don't even know what it is.
oh no, well,
Oh, let's play this. This is fun.
it's interesting. Okay. I was gonna propose. My buddy did this. We were all supposed to do it. He was the only one who followed through. He went to Joshua Tree and took mushrooms and brought a journal with him and wrote down his random thoughts, and then came back and read them to us the next day. And they were the funniest.
Oh, I would love to do a mushroom podcast.
One of his things was female fight club.
Female Fight Club.
We're like, what does that mean? He's like, I have no idea, but female fight club.
Let me see. I have weird, like one of them I randomly wrote. I think I've said this to you guys before. There are extras in Sesame Street, puppets. There was a woman and a puppet in the background of a restaurant having a fake conversation. Someone was hired to perform the puppet. Someone was hired to pretend to talk to a puppet. That's a random thing that I just wanted to write to myself.
I mean, that could be That could essentially be anyone that's ever been on Sesame Street, though. Someone was hired to pretend to talk to a puppet,
Um,
but to be a double, to be a background,
to be an extra puppet.
to be an extra.
It's like this guy doesn't even have eyeballs on the one side of his head because it wasn't going to face the camera. It's just one eye.
oh man, I got some weird ones. I wrote one. I am a self-aware narcissist. That's all it says.
Oh.
I wrote another one.
Ready? January 25th, 2024 at 6:23 p.m. Why is everybody talking about sex when it's 4 minutes of your day tops?
So sad.
100% true.
It's because,
And it's a real thought, you know.
yeah, everyone's thinking about it all the time. It's everyone's so obsessed over it, and it's really, if you break it down by like how much time you average doing it per day of your life, it's less than a minute.
If you're a pussy.
Of your life, it's less than a second, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe for you.
Don't you wait. Don't you have a crush on somebody in Fort Lauderdale?
Well,
Who are
Is it
you
story
helping?
time?
Who are you helping move right now?
is it story time?
Uh-oh.
Here's my pitch. I don't have to do pitches anymore. I just tell glorious long stories.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah. I'm
editor.
helping
Let's have this be Zach's diary.
my buddy
And he has like a book that he opens up, and then we like into the
in
book.
front of like a fire.
Read a graphic. I was like, dum dum bum.
Yeah, that's fun. I also want to propose that Luke never actually pitches. He just does bits where he gets interrupted or someone comes to his door. Or
You are
does
derailing this podcast with all of your ideas.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe I should just start my pitch, I guess.
Nope. Wait your fucking turn.
Whose turn is it?
It's my turn. Here's my
Okay,
pitch.
fine.
I don't have to pitch anymore.
Then go. Just go.
We don't even need you.
Can't you see we don't want you?
You just flex.
Yeah, I just flexed. So I
try to get rid of my boner.
I'm currently in four. That's not helping Luke's boner situation.
Andy Melnock is talking to a turtle.
I'll be honest. I don't know if this one's going out. All right, go ahead, Zach. This is Zach Attack. Hey, editor. Zach told a really long story that doesn't really fit into the podcast at all. So with some podcast magic, I'm going to need you to skip that entire section. So instead of putting that part in, let's have something where Zach goes, and that's my story. 3, 2, 1.
Great story, Zach.
Why do you ruin why are you ruining my dreams?
Son, I'm about to make all of our dreams come true. We're going to have the greatest podcast in the world.
So my actual pitch was I don't mean to keep going
right there.
but my actual pitch was just a game where we all have to react to things that aren't there, but in like our little circle of like if someone comes in, what would you do? So you gotta do a move. You gotta do a move and then get out of the podcast. Like you just got caught at the podcast and we're not supposed to be doing it. So let's say it looks like Luke's warming up.
I would zip up get rid of my boner.
Oh, someone came in like
if someone came in like you weren't supposed to be doing this, like you just got caught podcasting.
You're already looking on your belly. Nobody can see your bone. You're drawing far more attention to your.
Yeah, but Luke could like do the worm off and get his legs involved. Of like, get out of here.
Oh, I got a boner. There's a boner there, but only you guys should know about it, and the person walking in can't know. It's because I'm watching porn. I'm watching porn. I'm not
I'm not podcasting.
I'm not podcast. It's the
Here's
porn.
mine. Fuck. What? Fuck.
Cole, they got you. They got you. You're in the same spot.
Fuck.
It's like freeze. If we don't move, they won't see us.
Oh
We
man,
don't move.
that reminds me of the time my wife walked in on me watching porn.
Really?
Yep, and I'm watching it. I have full headphones on, and it was in my last apartment. And if you walk in, you see full glimpse of what I'm watching or what's on the computer. And I thought she was gone. And all of a sudden, I'm watching it full straight up, like Brazilian girl getting it, and it's like pretty much like that. And she walks in. I hear the sound.
Oh, jeez!
And then I'm like on Max, you can like do it so that, like if you go to the corner of the screen, everything goes away. That wasn't working, and I was like just trying to get over. And to the point, I had to resort to the point of just moving the whole monitor. And then
Oh no!
and then I took off my headphones.
like
Yeah. Yes. And I turn and I look and we're silent. I'm just staring at her and she goes, I saw everything. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed right now. And then later on, like while we were in the city, like this Brazilian or like Latina girl was walking by with a big butt and she's like, don't look. And she goes, I know what you like now.
No.
At least she's
But,
about it. Did she actually
yeah.
give a fuck or she just laughed?
She laughed. She gets it. Guys watch porn.
Not me.
Yeah, my girl walked in on me one time. I was in bed, and on my phone in bed. I didn't think she was coming over because I wasn't looking at my messages. And the blanket is going.
Oh, under the blanket.
He opens the door. Walked in. I was like, fuck. What are you doing? What are you doing? I was just watching porn.
I was just trying to come up with like after that I came up with like a little bit.
Exactly,
Wow.
Terry.
Your dick is all the way up there. I was thinking like if the difference between a guy walking in on his girlfriend watching porn and a girl walking in, and a guy if I walked in on Jamie, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
what is that? I'd be like,
Call back. You'd go, nice.
nice. Who's that fucking Rachel Starr? Nice. That's it. I gotta go. My daughter's screaming. Have we even cut? Are we done? Like,
I didn't cut yet. I'm cutting now. I love you guys.
all right. Love you.
YUNKJunk!